Other questions?
Come on, I hope not, man. I got a pissed bad.
There's other questions. Other questions? Last house. This is Roger Watkins. Years his identity unknown. Other questions about the film?
Yeah. Where does Victor Jones come from?
I didn't make that up. I never would. The distributors, they came up with that. I really didn't care because I thought they fucked up the film so bad, really, and I really didn't like it much at all. And the dubbing, so I didn't care. I'm fascinated that you people are here tonight. I really am. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated with my friend Bill Schlageter. Can I pee? Would you guys mind like if I go pee? I have to pee. Okay.
Go pee. He'll be back.
I'll be back if you want me to be.
Let's ask some questions of Mr. Schlageter. What was
Bill Schlageter was there from the beginning.
What was Roger Watkins like as a director?
He was really good. You had faith in him. You knew from the stuff, the stuff you saw in the tapes, the outtakes that he was taking, that he was paying attention to shots. He just wasn't shooting blind, panning around the room, that sort of thing. And as I said before, it was a very collaborative process. We had no money, so you had to figure out there had to be different approaches to making different things work, and that's how we did it.
Was he really as out of control on crystal meth as he's representing?
Yes. It's no exaggeration. He's hardly even a shadow of himself today.
I have a question. Roger being completely crazy and then going back to doing an actual job as directing, did he snap out of it pretty quickly?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, his love is the camera. The acting was just a vehicle. The camera and the images that he was putting together were what he was most interested in. Some of the shots, those shots, knowing what that building looked like, for instance, on the operations scene, we came in late, and those shots down, very difficult shots, and what I liked best in seeing it again was how from beginning to end, it was a clean shot at the beginning, and he went right to the shot at the end, just as clean, obviously a little messier.
Other questions for Bill Schlageter?
I have a follow-up question to what you're talking about right now about the aesthetic of the film. I know Roger was just saying that it's not necessarily his personal aesthetic, but still there is, as people have mentioned, this beautiful art aesthetic. What do you personally feel about the film? I know it's been a while since you watched the whole thing, but what was your impression?
Well, it's funny how your sensibilities change. Then when it was an organic sort of thing, we were working on it. You were thinking more, it was a lot of, I keep using the word fun, but it was fun. It was just very satisfying to work on something, see the results you were trying to achieve pulled off, and the metaphor in this film just happened to be blood and gore and such. But from a technical point of view, it was very satisfying to work on the thing. Today, certainly the subject matter isn't one that I would call myself at all close to. But nonetheless, when I look at it again from a technical point of view, I think it still holds up. Especially, as that fellow over here said, for 1972, for a film being made at that time, it really holds up. There was no money to fake the special effects. We just had to use our imaginations, and it was as much a project of imagination as anything else.
I guess just sort of going back in time again, this has to be the first movie ever filmed that dealt with this concept of snuff movies. And was that something that there were rumors about and all that sort of stuff?
Not to my knowledge. I didn't know anything about that stuff. Roger probably may have. I don't know.
I mean, when you made this film, did you understand this concept? Like the snuff movie concept, was this something that was in the news or
The
something?
snuff movie concept I got from a book called The Family by Ed Saunders. That's the first time I heard of it.
I've read that book.
All right, so that's where I got it from.
I think I'm ready for something that nobody ever dreamed of before. All that time up there gave me a lot of time to think. Sitting there every day looking out the river, thinking where I've been, where I'm going, what I'm gonna do. And all those people were really getting to me, all these people do this, do that, do this, do that, do this. I'm gonna do something for all of them. I'm gonna give them something they never dreamed of.
I thought, first of all, I think when we were making, everybody was saying, Roger, are you out of your mind? This is never going to play or anything. I thought it would, you know, maybe make an appearance on 42nd Street or something and be forgotten. That's what I thought. I didn't think it would last. I mean, for me to be 54 years old and make this when I was 22 is beyond my general scope of things. Oh, here she is. Had a major effect on me was El Topo by Alejandro Jodorowsky. I think, yeah. Interesting story here. One day I was walking through Manhattan and I see this guy holding a 35mm print of El Topo. I thought, let me follow this fucking guy. So I followed him to Abco Industries, the Beatles place, right? So I met, who was the chick that John Lennon besides his wife?
May Pang.
May Pang. So I met May Pang and I said, I want to meet John Lennon. She goes, well, I can't tell you where he is. But in the meantime, she held up this envelope that said the St. Moritz Hotel, you know, the room number, everything. So I went over there and I knocked on the door and Yoko Ono answers the door. And I said, I got some movies. She goes, she was stupid. She goes, our movies are our poems. We can't leave. We can't leave them just with anybody. And I said, well, I'll leave them with John Lennon. That's okay. But that was that. El Topo was a big influence on it. Big influence.
Other hands?
Yeah, what do you think of the fans that you've met over the last year or so? Is there anything that you think that we all have in common, or the people you've met?
Yes, I'm convinced you're all insane. So, no, I'm very appreciative of the fact that the film is, 30 years later, considered fairly serious cinema by you people. Yeah.
We didn't say it was serious cinema, Raj. We just said we like gratuitous exploitation.
Well, that too. No, this is quite a thrill for me, actually, to have a bunch of people who actually care about this movie. Because, I was 22. Ooh.
An interesting story. In one of your adult films, Corruption, one of the actresses in Corruption had
insists on talking about films.
You're proud of the film Corruption.
I like it, but I like it, if I cut out all the hardcore pornography, it hangs together quite well as a film, and that's what I like.
What about the woman dancing in the bar? Would you like to tell the audience what happened?
Oh yeah, she was interesting. She had the nicest nipples I ever saw. And she was in this scene where she dances in a bar and blah, blah, blah. And her boyfriend killed her because he saw her. He went to 42nd and saw Corruption, and his girlfriend was in it, so he murdered her. That's pretty funny. Wow. I like that.
How did you find out about that?
Well, somebody told me, I forget, Jamie Gillis or somebody told me about it.
Have you been in touch with him in recent years?
No.
You know what he's up to?
From what I understand, he makes movies about poop. Something horrible. I don't know what he's up to.
What about Ray Bradbury in this head press? There's a note from Ray Bradbury to you. What was your reaction?
When I first graduated from school, I went to California, stupidly, really, and I met this queer homosexual who was in love with me. But he was a cool guy, I liked him. And he said to me, who would you like to meet in Los Angeles? And I said, I'd like to meet Ray Bradbury. So we get in his car, we go to Ray Bradbury's house, and I was a little bit embarrassed because we didn't call or anything like that. But Mr. Bradbury was extremely polite and nice and invited me into his house, and I talked to him. It's a big thrill for me because I'm a big Ray Bradbury fan, very big. And he said to me something I'll never forget. He goes, just do it. I said, Mr. Bradbury, I don't have any money. He goes, it doesn't matter if you have money, just do it. So, yeah, he was cool.